There is a moment, usually late at night, when someone lies in bed replaying a conversation from 3 days ago, analyzing every word they said, every pause, every reaction, wondering if they sounded stupid, if they said too much, if they revealed too much. And the strangest part? The conversation went fine. No one else is thinking about it, but their mind won't let it go. If you've ever felt this way, then you already know what overthinking feels like. It doesn't feel like careful analysis. It feels like being trapped in a maze of your own thoughts, where every exit leads to another question, another worry, another what-if that demands an answer you don't have. Overthinking is not the same as deep thinking. Deep thinking moves you forward. Overthinking keeps you frozen. It's the mind's attempt to solve problems that don't have solutions, to predict futures that can't be predicted, to control outcomes that are beyond your control. And the more you think, the more trapped you become. Psychologists describe overthinking as a form of cognitive hyperactivity. On the surface, it looks productive. Your mind is working, analyzing, planning. But beneath that surface lies anxiety. The belief that if you just think hard enough, long enough, perfectly enough, you can prevent bad things from happening. But here's the paradox. The more you overthink, the more anxious you become. Because overthinking doesn't solve problems, it multiplies them. This is the psychology of overthinking. And it starts as a protection mechanism. Imagine a child who learned early that the world was unpredictable. Maybe a parent's mood changed without warning. Maybe love felt conditional. Maybe safety required vigilance. That child learned to scan for danger, to analyze every situation, to predict every possible outcome. Because if they could just think ahead, they could stay safe. And over time, this vigilance becomes automatic. The classroom becomes the workplace. The unpredictable parent becomes the unpredictable boss, and the mind that learned to protect through constant analysis cannot turn off, even when the danger has passed. Research in cognitive psychology shows that overthinkers have hyperactive default mode networks. This is the part of the brain that activates when you're not focused on a task, when your mind wanders. For most people, this creates rest. For overthinker, it creates rumination. Overthinkers develop patterns that others don't see. They replay conversations looking for hidden meanings. They rehearse future scenarios that may never happen. They create problems in their imagination and then exhaust themselves solving them. And when someone asks what's wrong, they say nothing, because how do you explain that you're drowning in thoughts about things that haven't even happened? The cruelest part? Overthinkers are often the most intelligent, most empathetic, most aware people. But their gift of deep perception becomes a curse when it's turned inward without mercy. They see layers others miss. They notice subtleties others overlook, but they also see threats that don't exist and create narratives that distort reality. Here's what many overthinkers don't realize. Your thoughts are not facts. They're interpretations, predictions, fears dressed up as analysis. The conversation you're replaying, the other person isn't thinking about it. The future you're worried about, it doesn't exist yet. The worst-case scenario you're imagining, statistic, it probably won't happen. Healing begins with recognizing that overthinking is not problem-solving. It's anxiety wearing the mask of productivity. It's the mind's way of trying to control what cannot be controlled. And the path forward isn't to think harder, it's to think less. This means learning to sit with uncertainty, learning that not every thought deserves attention, learning that some questions don't have answers, and that's okay. Learning to trust that you can handle things as they come without rehearsing every possibility in advance.